Hello everyone, my name is Marissa and I'm going to do a tutorial today for the Potomac Bead Company. And for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little centerline ring. So this is how it looks, and this is one of those adjustable bands. So I haven't adjusted mine yet, so it still fits me kind of big, but this is pretty much how it'll look. And I also did a bracelet. The bracelet is done the exact same way as the ring. And the only difference is there's more holes. So you just use more of everything. Other than that, it's done the same way. So for the ring itself, you will need 3 diamond duos. And I've used the coral color for this ring. On my bracelet, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 6 of your diamond duos, and I use the turquoise AB. So 3 for the ring, 6 for the bracelet. You're also going to need some 11-ohs and 15-ohs. For my 11-ohs, I used one color. I used the champagne, galvanized champagne. For my 15-ohs, and you don't have to use this many color of 15-ohs, but the more colors you use, the prettier it'll look. I think it looks really pretty with a lot of different colors. So I'm going to use the opaque turquoise, and they're all Miyuki. The Miyuki opaque dark cream, opaque black, and the metallic light bronze. So that's what I'm going to use for the ring. You will need 1 needle, a size 10 will do, and about 3 feet of thread, and I'm going to use Wildfire 0.006 in green, which is also my favorite color of thread. So that's what I'm using for my thread. Tools, you will need scissors or something to cut your thread with, and I'm using the Ultra Threads app, and also flat nose pliers. So go ahead. Oh, you will also need either of your centerline ring or your bracelet, depending on what you're going to make. So go ahead and get your materials together, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, I have my thread. I have a stop bead at the end. So you're going to pick up your centerline ring and then go through the bottom like this of that first hole and pull. Then you're going to pick up an 11-oh, a 15-oh, your first diamond duo like this, a 15-oh, and an 11-oh, and go through the first hole on the opposite across that hole you're coming out of, and pull. Then you're going to sew back up. You're going to skip this hole, the one next to this first one that you went into, and you're going to come out of this third one. Whoops. Of this third one right here, and pull. And here again, you're going to pick up 11-oh, 15-oh, go through the other hole of your diamond duo, and everything is still kind of loose, so just hold it in place. Hold it and then pull your thread. Then pick up a 15-oh, an 11-oh, and go down this, whoops, again, a 15-oh, and an 11-oh, and then go down the hole right here, right next to the hole of your diamond duo. And again, that will be the third hole on the side where you started. Now we need to come up, so go ahead and sew through, going up the hole directly across next to the one you just went into. Now from here, you're going to pick up you are going to pick up 15 O's. You are going to pick up 8. And I'm going to use 2 different colors. I'm going to use some bronze and some cream color, which, oh yeah, I did have some out. I didn't see them. Okay. Coming out of here, I'm going to pick up 2 bronze, 4 of my cream color, and 2 bronze. And I'm going to go in through the hole directly across from the one I'm coming out of. This will be your 4th hole. And go in through that hole and pull. And this will set your beads right there. Then come out of that hole right next to the one that you are going in through. And pull. And then here again, we are going to do this part again by picking up 11O, 15O, your next diamond duo that wants to cooperate, 15O, 11O, and down the hole across from it. And just make sure your diamond duos are facing up correctly. Then you're going to skip the hole next to the one you went in through and go into and come out of the next one. And don't worry about those holes showing because we're going to cover all that up. Okay. So we already put part of our second diamond duo, and I'm coming out of this hole here, right next to the hole of this diamond duo here. I'm going to pick up 11O, 15O, go through that diamond duo, and I'm just kind of holding it in place while I pull. Then the same thing, 15O, 11O, go down this hole here, and again there's going to be one hole there that's empty that's going to be showing, but that's okay. Now we are going to pick up our 8 15Os again, and mine are the 2 bronze, 4 cream color, 2 bronze. So I got my 8, and oh, I forgot to go through that hole first. Okay, I need to be coming out of this hole next to the one that I just went in through. So I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to pick up my 8 15Os. 4, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to go through that hole across from it and pull. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the hole next to the one I just went into, and this is going to be the 3rd to the last hole. And again, we're going to put our 3rd and last diamond duo, 11O, 15O diamond duo, go into the hole across from the one that I'm coming out of, and that should be also your 3rd to the last on that. Whoops, I forgot to pick up my beads after my diamond duo. Okay, so 15O and 11O, and now go through that hole. Okay, so I'm going to come in through, come out of the last hole there. My tail just keeps wanting to get in the way. Now here again, 11-0, 15-0, go through your diamond duo. I'm just going to hold it in place. 15-0, 11-0. And I'm going to go through that last hole and pull. So that's what we should have. Okay, so I've just finished putting in our last diamond duo. And before we go further, just kind of press, you know that line of 15-0s, of 8 15-0s that we did on either side of the middle diamond duo? Just push them down so they're kind of behind the diamond duos, okay? You don't want them sticking up over your diamond duos. Just push them so they're kind of behind that. That's kind of like your background color. Okay, so once you've done that, and I'm coming out of this hole here, this very last hole, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to skip the hole next to it, and I'm going to go into the third to the last hole, like how we do when we're putting our diamond duos. Coming out of that hole, I'm going to go through the beads that are there, all of them. The 11-0, the 15-0, the diamond duo, the 15-0, and the 11-0 on the other side. So we're kind of circling around. Okay, I just need one more bead. Coming out of the 15-0, I need to go through this 11-0 here. Now here, I'm going to add another 11-0. And then I'm going to go down. I'm not going to go through any holes. I'm just going to go through the 11-0 and 15-0 next to that, okay? And through then the diamond duo and come out of the other side. So I've gone, give them a little pull. So once I circled and I went through all these beads here, came out of this 11-0, I added an 11-0, then I came down and I went through this 11-0, this 15-0, the hole on the diamond duo here, the diamond duo, out of my 15-0 and my 11-0. Now from here, I'm going to pick up another 11-0 and go through these beads again. The 11-0, the 15-0, and the 15-0, and the 11-0. I'm going to pull. Okay, so this is what you have. Okay, so we've already put our two 11-0s here and here, and I'm coming out of this grouping here. I'm coming out of this first 11-0 here, not the one we just added, the one in the middle, the one on the end that's part of the grouping of the 15-0, the diamond duo, the 15-0, and the 11-0. So I'm coming out of here, go directly down that hole that's right there next to it. Then you're going to skip over one hole and come out this hole, the one next to your next grouping of 11-0, 15-0, and diamond duo, and go through that 11-0 and 15-0 and the diamond duo. Go through the 15-0 and the 11-0 next to it. And here we go. We're going to pick up an 11-0 again. Go through this 11-0 and 15-0 here and through the diamond duo. And through the 15-0 and 11-0 next to it, coming out of it. And if you move your little diamond duo, just push it back in place. Okay, so I'm coming out of the 11-0 here again on this end. Pick up another 11-0. Go through this 11-0, 15-0, and diamond duo again, and out of the beads on the other side of that. I'm trying to do everything at the same time, but I really shouldn't because I'm kind of forcing it. Okay. And again, I've kind of moved it out of the place. I'm just gonna push it back. Okay, so I'm coming out of the DiamonDuo. I'm gonna go through the 15-0, the 11-0 next to it. Gonna go through the 11-0 I just added. Going to go through this 11-0, 15-0 DiamonDuo, come out through the 11-0 and 15-0 on my 15-0 and 11-0 on the other side. And then I'm going to go down that hole that's right next to it. And then just hold everything in place and pull your thread so you can tighten everything. And once you tighten it, it'll go back to where it should go to. So I'm coming out of this 11-0 here. I'm going to go straight down that hole next to it. And I'm going to go up. I'm going to skip one hole and go up this hole here. And again, that should put me right next to this 11-0 and 15-0 DiamonDuo grouping. So I'm going to go through that, through all those beads. Go through the 15-0 and 11-0 on the other side of that DiamonDuo. I'm going to pick up one 11-0 and I'm going to go through this grouping here of 11-0, 15-0 DiamonDuo, come out of my DiamonDuo and go through the 15-0 and 11-0 after it. And then I'm going to add my last 11-0 and put that in place. Okay, so we already finished adding our 11-0s here that go in the center in between our little groupings here. And I already added my last one, and I'm coming out of this grouping here on this first DiamonDuo. I'm coming out of the 11-0 here, not the middle one, the one here on the end. And I'm going to go straight down that hole that's right there. Then I'm going to skip the hole next to it and go into the very first hole and come out. And I'm going to go through this again, the 15-0, the 11-0, the 15-0, the DiamonDuo, the 15-0 right after it. I'm going to pull that out, go through this 11-0 here, and down that hole after it. Now I'm going to come up directly after the hole, the one I just went in through. I'm going to go through that hole. So I'm right in between this grouping here of 15-0, 11-0 and this center 11-0. I'm coming out of the hole that's in between them, and I'm going to go through this center 11-0 now, and I'm going to start using my other color of 15-0s because I'm going to fill in some gaps with my 15-0s. So, going to pick up a 15-0. I'm coming out of this middle 11-0, and then I'm going to go, I picked up my 15-0, and I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to go through this hole right after my 11-0 that I'm coming out of. Whoops. So that will actually be the third hole. Then I'm going to come up, I am going to skip one hole, which will be the hole that is in front of this grouping of 8 15-ohs. I'm going to skip that hole and go through the hole after it, come up. I'm going to pick up my black 15-oh, go through my middle 11-oh, pick up another black 15-oh, and go through the hole that's right there, right after that middle 11-oh, which is also right in front of this grouping here of 11-oh, 15-oh. So I'm coming, I hope this isn't too confusing. When you get one of these centerline rings in your hand, and you'll see the holes, and once you get the first part of this ring done, you'll know what I'll be talking about. So I'm coming out on the bottom here. I'm going to skip the hole right after the one that I just went through, which will be the holes here with these 8 15-ohs. I'm going to skip that hole, and I'm going to go through the hole right next to that one and come out. Okay. And I just came out of that hole. I'm right here, right in front of that 11-oh, 15-oh by the DiamonDuo. I am going to pick up a 15-oh in my black, go through that middle 11-oh right here, pull, pick up another 15-oh, and go in through my last hole. Whoops. Oh, no. Do not pick up a 15-oh there, because this is your last, whoops, sorry about that. Do not pick up a 15-oh there, because that's not how this project goes. So you only have the 15-ohs here. So I'm going to take that one out. Now I'm coming out here of my middle 11-oh, right? And I'm going to sew through this 11-oh and 15-oh and my DiamonDuo. I hope you took out that last 15-oh that I had accidentally put there. Okay, so now I'm going to sew. Okay, now I'm going to come out here of my 15-oh, 11-oh, and then I'm going to go down that hole that's right next to them, which will be my last hole. I'm going to come up the hole right next to that one, the one I just went in through, and you want to be in between those two 11-ohs, but you don't want to catch your thread. There we go. So I'm coming out of that second to the last hole, and I want to be in between, well, that's where I'm coming out of. And now I'm going to sew through that middle 11-oh, the one we added in our second round. Now here's where we're going to pick up our other 15-oh. Mine's my black, and I'm going to go down that hole right after that. That will be my third to the last hole. Now I'm going to skip the hole right next to it, which is the hole right in front of my grouping of 11 15-ohs. I'm going to skip that hole. I'm going to go up the hole after that. Pull hard so that your 15-oh will stay in place. And I'm going to pick up a 15-oh, go through this middle 11-oh, pick up another 15-oh after that, and go down that hole that's right after that. That will be the hole that's right before your grouping of 8 15-ohs. And then just pull tight and kind of put your bead in place. So now I'm going to come up the hole that's right in front of my grouping here of 11-0, 15-0 diamond duo. Right here. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, go through this middle, and then down into that first hole. Okay, so I added my last 11-0, and then I went through that first hole here. That's actually where we started. I already removed my stop bead. So I went in through there, so I'm coming out on the underside, on the other side of it, on the bottom. And then what I'm going to do now is go back up into my third hole. If I can, it's hard to see on camera, but I'm going to go up through the third hole. So, and then now I'm coming out of my third hole. I'm going to go down through my second hole because I don't want to tie the knot. When both of my threads are coming out of the same hole and then I tie my knot, I don't know, it's just weird. So it just didn't work for me. So I'm trying not to get my thread tangled. Whoop. So push your bead back up. Okay. So there we go. My tail thread is coming out of the first hole, and then now I'm coming out of the second hole, and here is where I want to tie my knot. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my needle, and I'm just going to tie a knot as best as I can, like this. And this is a good time to get your flat nose pliers. And then again. And tie as many knots as you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to glue. Okay. And then one more time. So as you can see, I have a lot of thread left over. So you can get away with 3.5 feet. I have 4 feet of thread on my needle, but obviously it didn't take nearly that much. You can probably even do 3 feet. So, and now I'm just going to burn this down. And get all this out of my way. Burn it down a little bit more. So here's our ring. This is our centerline ring. Really cute with our diamond duos. But you can pretty much do anything with this. Anything, I think, with 2 holes. You probably just need to adjust your seed bead counts. So this is how it looks. And it's very colorful because I used a bunch of different colors of seed beads. And this is my bracelet. So made the same way, same method. The only thing I did was use more of everything, but done the exact same way. So here it is. I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoy making this. Thank you very much for watching.